What is up? What is up? Let me know if you guys can hear me, guys. Live outside the Diddy trial across the street in the park, underneath the shade. As the media presence is out heavy, we are live. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Live from the Diddy trial. Live across the street from the Diddy trial. We are lit now. We are lit. And Diddy has to be feeling good today, guys. He has to be feeling good. And I'm here to tell you guys right now that Diddy is winning inside that court room across the street. He is winning because Jane Doe has been a god-awful witness for the prosecution today. Really over the past couple of days, in my opinion. I have some notes, some testimony that was given, and she is just losing. She is losing everybody. I mean, it's like I'm listening to this and I'm seeing it, and it's like, what is this? Why did the prosecutors have her on that stand this long? It seems like the longer she stays, the worse it gets for them. Like I said, live outside the Diddy trial on a nice, beautiful day out here inside New York City. Nice, beautiful day out here inside New York City. Hit the like button, guys, as you guys come in. Thank you, everybody, for your donations over the past few days. And you guys are great. You guys have been great. Hit that like button, guys. But guys, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, this Jane character they have up there. I don't know. Maybe Diddy hired Jane's defense team, right? Now she has been called to testify for the prosecution, but really Diddy is paying for her defense. And it's almost like this testimony is helping Diddy more than hurting him, to be honest with you guys. She keeps making sure she says that she was in love with him. You know, she does say, oh, you know, I was coerced into having sex with him and this and that, but then she goes back and says she's in love. Which one is it? Are you in love, or is he coercing you to have sex with him and all these other guys? You know what I mean? Hit that like button. Live from the Diddy trial, guys. Let me turn the camera around so y'all can see the area a little bit. But like I said, I just think she has been a terrible witness for the prosecutors today. Almost seems like she's working for the Diddy defense, to be honest with you. And I'm going to get to the reasons why. Hit the like button, guys. Live from the Diddy trial. We are inside the park across the street, underneath the shade. First things first, though, guys. Now, earlier, now I was telling you yesterday about the feds, the prosecutors want juror number 6 gone, right? Now, the judge said today he's going to make that decision tomorrow, right? He will make that decision tomorrow whether or not to get rid of juror number 6 or not. Okay. There has been some talk about, like I said, I had a live stream about Diddy has won over the jurors. Obviously, juror number 6, which is a black man, they're trying to say that he needs to go. The prosecutors are trying to say that he needs to go. Of course, Diddy's team has protested that, and a judge is going to make his decision tomorrow. And this is according to CNN. Judge Arun Subramanian is on the bench and is considering whether to dismiss juror number 6. Hit that like button, guys. You guys come in. The judge said he'll handle the issue tomorrow at the hearing in writing from both sides. All right. Prosecutor Maureen Comey said the government was reluctant to ask the jurors' removal, but said after a review, they found their appeared to be a lack of candor with the court from the juror. Now, whatever that means, I don't know exactly what that means. A lack of candor with the court. What does that mean, guys? Hit that like button. You guys come in. What does candor mean with the court? Let me see. Also, defense attorney Alex Shapiro accused the government of a thinly veiled effort to dismiss a black juror. So now they have brung in race, guys. They have brung in race. Race has entered the courtroom. Defense attorney Alex Shapiro accused the government of a thinly veiled effort to dismiss a black juror. Like I said, juror number 6 is a black man. Juror number 6 is a black man, and the prosecution is saying, look, he has a lack of candor inside the court. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. And as we come live from the Diddy trial, let me do something a little bit real quick. Stop the camera. I want to read you guys some stuff. Hit that like button, guys. Live from the Diddy trial. And like I said, I believe 100% Jane is a horrible, terrible witness for the prosecutors. I don't know what are they doing. What they are doing. The longer Jane stays, Diddy should be cheering for her to stay up there, to be honest with you. Now, I found out today that the prosecution is about to rest their case. So probably the rest of this week. And then the defense is going to plead their case of why Diddy is not guilty. And they're going to be like, I don't know who's going to be their witnesses. We don't have a witness list so far. But I got a report that Diddy is not going to testify. More than likely, Diddy will not testify on his own behalf. We'll see who testifies on Diddy's behalf. But we will see. Tricky One is in the building. Juror is no. Well, Tricky One. I'm not going to answer that one. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button, guys. Now, this is why I'm saying Jane is god awful. God awful. She might be working for the defense team. Because what she's doing in there. This is part of the cross-examination and question and answers from today. From Diddy's lawyers to Jane. And Diddy's lawyers read this text, guys. This text. Last night was amazing. Jane texted after a hotel night, according to messages read out aloud in court. Okay. Jane read aloud messages between her and Sean Diddy Combs from July 2022. After exchanging explicit messages, Combs texted her to call a specific entertainer and then said, or Paul is free. Okay. Jane liked the message about Paul, one of the entertainers they frequently saw. She testified that she understood Combs was giving her an option between the two men. In later messages, Combs related details about the time and location of the hotel night and asked her, is that cool? The day after, Jane texted Combs in part, last night was amazing. So Jane texted Sean Diddy Combs saying last night was amazing after another hotel night. Y'all guys know what the hotel night is. Diddy getting freaky with Jane and other men, in which right now the prosecutors are trying to prove that Jane was coerced into doing these freak nights. But it's coming out that Jane loved the guy and was doing these because, as she kept testifying, she wanted to make a man that told her in the beginning that he liked multiple women and that she won't be the solo woman. She's trying to convince him to be with her solely. 35-year-old woman testifying up there, and the jury is trying to frame it as she is a victim in this. And I did a live stream saying I don't believe that she really is a classic victim. I believe Cassie is more of a victim than her. I believe Jane's testimony has been very, very weak. And I believe Diddy is having a good day inside that courtroom. Well, his lawyers are. But hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Jane, this is according to CNN. Jane and Sean Combs met up without having freak-offs for a 2-month span in 2022. Remember, she kept saying that, you know, every time they met was about freak-offs, hotel nights. So Diddy's team is putting out there in the court. Wait a minute, for a 2-month span, y'all had, you know, y'all met up without having freak-offs. Jane confirmed in her cross-examination, it's a small detail for the defense team to tease out, considering the countless marathon length freak-offs and hotel nights Jane and other witnesses have described during this trial. But Sean Combs' attorney may be hoping that doing so helps chip away at the prosecution's assertion that this was a transactional and fraudulent relationship in which Combs coerced Jane to perform in sex parties against her will. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Lovely Peaches says free Diddy. Hit that like button. Now, I wouldn't say that 100%. What I'm saying right now is that this witness right here is not helping. It's not helping the prosecutors at all. They played some audio in which Diddy was heard on audio, you know, pretty much saying, look, you can leave, you know, you're crazy, you can leave, you know, but don't expect, you know, the $10,000 a month and this and that for your house and this and that. I mean, that's normal conversation in my book. Now, I don't know how the jurors is going to feel. I don't know how juror number 6 feels. That's probably why the prosecution wants juror number 6, the black man, off of the jury. Let me let this siren go by, live from the Diddy trial, guys. You know, they got the ambulances out here. Yeah. RAZE, you know damn well this case is BS. Listen, and the thing is, when I first heard the case, I was like, Diddy done, Diddy's buried. But we just got word that the prosecution is about to rest their case without many more witnesses. I mean, is this all they got? Is this all they have? Now, I was saying maybe this should have been a drug possession case, domestic violence assault case, assault case. If you want to like put Cassie on the stand and get some evidence that he actually sexually assaulted her, maybe they get a conviction, maybe. But they don't have any real this is just all like people's evidence, like it's just circumstantial, just people talking basically. So it's really not really, it's either you're gonna have to come up and you're gonna have to believe what she's saying or not. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the jurors to believe what she's saying or not. You know what I'm saying? Is that? Oh God. Let me see. Nope says lovely Peaches. Salute to you, lovely Peaches. Now listen. Defense lawyer said Teeny Garages is asking Jane about text messages she sent Sean Diddy Combs during a temporary breakup in 2022. The witness testifying under an alias to protect her privacy had previously testified the break followed a rough freak off where she felt Combs forced her to have sex for hours. If it was as toxic as you were saying, you were welcome to leave. Sean Diddy Combs texted Jane in a message. Sean Diddy Combs' lawyer read out for the court. A later text from Jane to Combs helped the couple reconnect. How are you? It's my birthday weekend and you ain't shown me no love yet, it read. A later text from Jane. Now, you guys just seen this is what I'm saying. She's a weak witness. She's testifying that those freak-offs were so awful and so bad, right? The break followed particularly rough freak-offs where she felt Combs forced her to have sex for hours. And now, if it was as toxic as you were saying, you were welcome to leave. Combs texted Jane in a message. Uh, in a message read aloud for the court. A letter text from Sean Diddy Combs helped the couple reconnect. Okay. Now it was a text from Jane. It was a text from Jane. How are you? It's my birthday weekend and you ain't showing me no love. Guys, this right there, this text right there kills the prosecution's Jane as a victim case. She texted Combs, says, hey, you know, after they wasn't doing nothing, they weren't together a little. They were taking a break, right? A later text from Jane to Combs helped the couple reconnect. How are you? It's my birthday weekend and you ain't showing me no love yet. It read, guys, that's no victim. Guys, this is the worst. Well, I don't know. Brianna might be worse. Talk about he dangled her off the ledge and he wasn't even in LA. She got she got her dates wrong. She might, well, they're both bad. So right now, the prosecutors have two bad back-to-back people testifying, females testifying. And I said this last week, they have to stop bringing these women up there to testify because they are god awful. I think the best one was Cassie. But even though, you know, her I mean, she stayed there for 10 years with him, so that kind of hurts her. But I think Cassie is the best female victim they had. How can you be a victim and you are so mad that he's forcing you to have sex with all these freak offs, and you text them, how are you? It's my birthday weekend and you ain't showing me no love. Guys, what are we doing here? I told you guys, what are we doing? This is ridiculous. Nice to see some new people in the chat. Shout out to my guy, Auto Will. Salute to Auto Will is in the building. Everybody is new to the channel, please subscribe. Lovely Peaches. They stay for the money, power, tricked out. Yes. Yes. And like I said, Lovely Peaches, Diddy is winning inside that courtroom because of Jane. Now, I don't know if, now, y'all gotta remember, Diddy is still paying for Jane's defense. Now, and Diddy is still paying $10,000 a month. She's actually helping out Diddy with this testimony. Now, people that want to see Diddy buried, people that are not being logical, and people that are being one-sided, I'm one-sided. They are saying that Diddy, Jane's testimony shows that he coerced no, you know what? It shows that Jane was very jealous, which she's testified. She hit Diddy, and the one time Diddy did beat her up was, which is awful, was when she hit him first. And till this day, she keeps saying that she's in love with the man. That's not coercion. That's you being an idiot, and I really can't call her an idiot because she's still getting paid $10,000 a month. That's just, I don't know what this is about. This is the worst witness. She's probably worse than Brianna. Well, I don't know. Because Brianna, with those dates about dangling off with a, I think the prosecution made a huge mistake leaving this witness up there so long. Why is this witness up there? Why was this witness up there for this long amount of days? They should have just let her testify about taking the ecstasy on a plane, calling up the prostitutes to cross state lines. That was it. All of this other nonsense is just a waste of time. And she might be losing the jury. And that's why they want juror number 6 kicked off. We're going to see what the judge says tomorrow. Shout out to you, Rob, a.k.a. BK's Finest in the building. Guys, hit that like button, guys. Yeah, y'all guys agree with me. Jane is a horrible witness. Maybe she missed the money. Yeah. Yo, it says it all, Bruce. When she says, look, well, Diddy's lawyer, and Diddy's lawyer the female lawyer hasn't been going at her as hard as like a Brian Steele probably would have, right? I guess that was by design to have a, you know, good cop, bad cop type thing and not have Brian Steele go up, pound her. So Diddy's lawyer, who was a female, what's that, Tanae Garagas, is being kind of soft with her, right? But still hitting her. You know, the witness testifying under an alias to protect her privacy has previously testified the break followed. So the 2-month break followed a particularly rough freak off where she felt Combs forced her to have sex for hours. And now Diddy's lawyer said if it was as toxic as you were saying, you were welcome to leave. Combs texted Jane in a message. Okay, all right. Combs, all right, this is Combs' message to her. If it was as toxic as you were saying, you were welcome to leave. Combs texted Jane in the message, right? Read it out in court. A later text from Jane to Combs helped the couple reconnect. How are you? It's my birthday weekend and you ain't showing me no love. Okay. So all she had to do was just ignore whatever messages Combs sent her. Ignore it. You're a 35-year-old woman. I don't know, guys. Jane says she wanted Combs to take her out. I'm asking if he could please romance me outside of hotel rooms. In February 2023, Jane texted Sean Diddy Combs asking if he could send her something for her birthday festivities. She testified that she asked for $15,000 to cover buying an outfit and dinner for her and her friends. She confirmed that Combs paid for the dinner. Jane later traveled to Miami to celebrate her birthday with Combs. She texted him asking if Nobu, a sushi restaurant inside the hotel where she was staying, was the only dinner option, and she suggested they try something different. She testified that she was trying to get out of the hotel. I'm asking if he could please romance me outside of the hotel rooms. She testified. The jury saw photographs of the couple eating at Nobu. Hit the like button, guys. So she asked for $15,000 to cover buying an outfit and dinner for her and her friends, guys. She confirmed that Combs paid for the dinner. Guys, what are we doing here? What a victim. What a victim. What a victim. Let me see. $30 years for some twat says, listen, like I said, Diddy is guilty of something, but I don't believe this is worth life. The stuff now, if you that hell bent on charging them over prostitution and paying prostitutes, grown men, go ahead and charge them for prostitution. And I guess that probably falls underneath the sex trafficking. Maybe, I don't know. I guess the jury could find him guilty of prostitution underneath the sex trafficking. Maybe I guess that's how that works. I don't know, understand 100% how the RICO, when the jurors read the verdict, can they find them guilty of certain stuff as far as prostitution? Maybe they'll do that. And then the judge will sentence him accordingly. I don't believe that's worth life in prison. He is a freak. He is a sick freak, I think. I think he has some sexual deviant tendencies, a lot of sexual deviant tendencies, but these were consenting adults. Now, the prosecutor's saying that they're about to rest their case. I guess this is going to be the last week of prosecution witnesses. Where are the underage people we heard about? I haven't seen one. Where are the people that said he actually drugged their drinks and assaulted them? Where is it? Maybe over the next couple of days, they're going to bring them out, but I haven't seen, we're not getting any indication of that. Maybe they'll come out with that. I believe this witness, Jane, though, has been on the stand way too long. And now they're saying that the defense is going to continue to cross-examine her until tomorrow. Hit that like button, guys. Walking and talking, all right. Like I said, guys, I believe Diddy is winning today. No doubt about it. This is an easy call for me today. Easy call. Do you believe? No, not. Listen, Raven, I don't believe they proved the full racketeering and RICO charges as far as getting those 12 jurors to say guilty. It's about those 12 jurors. And like I said, they're trying to kick one of the jurors off. I don't believe they have 100%. It's loosely, It's like it's not 100%. This is not John Gotti. This is not the mob. This is not that. And I believe they probably overcharged Diddy. They're gonna get this is gonna be tough to get all 12 jurors but especially with the last two witnesses that the feds put up there. One probably was lying about the dangling, and this is nonsense. This Jane Doe character is nonsense. This is nonsense, bro. And it's like, what are we doing here? You know, what are we doing here? Like I said, they prove prostitution 100%. Now, do the jury care about the sex trafficking? Of course, straight lines. Is that really worth 15 years to life in prison for paying adults, prostitutes to fly to diddle a bit? But I mean, like I said, Diddy is a strange freak. I would have nothing to do with that man. And any woman that has anything to do with them after this trial, if he is released, they're idiots or they're just freaks themselves. I mean, maybe they're into that stuff. I wouldn't have anything to do with it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Says the auto wheel. Shout out to auto wheel. Is this the Uno reverse? Yeah, Jane has been a piss poor witness. I don't know how people watching this. See, you got people that really is just one side. They invested their whole channel or the whole trial into saying Diddy is guilty. Diddy is guilty, but he is guilty of some stuff. But you can't tell me that Jane is going to be the person that buries him. And I hear people parading about Jane. Jane, oh, she's a victim. Oh, poor Jane. Get the hell out of here. Y'all guys are just straight up biased. I tell you when the prosecution has wins. I tell you when the prosecutors have losses. I tell you when Diddy has losses. I tell you when it's looking bad for Diddy. But no way anybody that's not biased can look at this Jane character and her testimony and say that she's doing a good job for the prosecutors. No way. It's impossible. It's impossible. Walking and talking with Mr. Green. He says crazy. Jane does not want to lose the golden goose. Nope. She still wants Diddy to pay her 10 grand a month. Now, people were saying Diddy is going to stop paying that once, after she testified against him. But in a weird way, she's kind of helping him. Now, I don't know if that's her intention, but by her keep saying that she's still in love with the man, in a weird way, that continues to help because it's like, well, you didn't just stay for the $10,000, the coercion over your head. You're staying because you keep saying you're in love with him to this day. So love is the reason you stayed with him. She's the worst, says Marie. Yeah, she's the worst. Now, I don't know, Brianna, see, now you got two bad witnesses. You got Brianna, who maybe lied about dangling over the edge of the balcony, and you got this one. Nobody can say that Diddy is not winning the past few witnesses. Nobody that's not biased. If you're not biased, now biased people can say it, but if you're not biased, if you're playing it down the middle, these past two witnesses have been god awful for the prosecutors. And I said it last week. I said maybe the prosecutors need to ease off from bringing female victims in because they are being cross-examined and getting destroyed. And matter of fact, the Diddy's defense team don't even have to destroy this witness, Jane. Her testimony to the prosecution was weak, right? It was her kept saying that she's in love. She's in love. He paid $10,000 rent. I mean, it's like, well, these are grown folks doing grown folks things. As freakish as it is, I mean, that's nothing. That's not 15 years to life in prison for testimony, even without the Diddy cross-examination. But I don't know. They said he's not obeying the candor of the courtroom, whatever that means, T. Williams. Now, Diddy's defense team said, look, the prosecutor just want to get rid of a black man off the jury, so they brought up race. So that's going to be an issue tomorrow. The judge is going to make a decision tomorrow on whether or not to release the juror number 6, which is a black man, who is a black man. When you don't have anything and you're not used to criminals having money to fight you back, you get too comfortable. Yes, Diddy has about 10 lawyers, high-powered lawyers to help fight this case. Let me see. Was number 6 the witness who was nodding I don't know. They said he showed not he didn't have proper candor in the court. So whatever that means, they probably seen him nodding towards while Brian Steele was cross examining. They probably like this juror is too fond of the Diddy cross defense team, Brian Steele. So they want that juror going because all it takes is one juror to say not guilty and throw the whole prosecution off. But I think the witnesses, the past two witnesses, you they have been so bad. They probably just lost this case as far as getting a full conviction. Now maybe you get a conviction on prostitution. I don't know if the jury is allowed to say guilty on prostitution because obviously he is guilty of prostitution. Now, if you want to stretch it to say guilty of prostitution across state lines, yeah, he did. But is the judge really going to sentence that guy to 15 years and for that? That's prostitution. Now the prostitute should be arrested too then if because those prostitutes, they wasn't forced to go across state lines and do those freak offs. They got paid going back and forth to LA or New York. Why aren't they being arrested? Because if you believe sex trafficking is that bad as far as prostitution is concerned, why aren't the prostitutes themselves being held accountable and being arrested? If they wasn't offering them services on a back page and stuff like that, backpage.com and stuff like that, then you wouldn't have people paying them to fly them across state lines. So they got to be just as guilty for sex trafficking. Like I said, I mean, is it? So even if you want to find them guilty of sex trafficking, those prostitutes, is that worth 15 years to life in prison? Because those are adults. Those wasn't underage. I have not seen anybody say they were underage. I have not seen any of those prostitutes say they were forced or threatened to do those sexual acts. They were paid money. Now that is engaging in prostitution. Is that worth 15 years to 30 years to life in prison? Hit that like button, guys. You still think he deserves to get out? Miss Peaches says John Gonzalez. Hit the like button. Everybody new to the channel, hit the like button. I'm just going to y'all chat. Nice profile picture, by the way. Hit the like button. Yvonne Curry, shout out to you. Yvonne Curry, hit that like button, guys. Diddy ain't winning, gang. Andrew, well, he's winning today. Hey, Andrew, I gotta call a spade a spade. Like I said, if you look at the case, if you look at these witnesses, the past two witnesses, you can't come up with any other scenario other than he's winning the past two witnesses. The past two Fed witnesses have been totally weak. Dare I say, maybe lying. I know people don't want to hear that, but you know, it is what it is. Pazzi, he will be convicted, says Pazzi. She want the rent paid too. There's millions of sex freaks in the world. Watch any porn site and see way more than what Diddy. Now, I'm not gonna say you're gonna see way more than what Diddy did, because Diddy is a freak himself, but is that worth 15 years to life in prison? That's the thing. Shout out to Auto Wheel 130 in the building. Yes, everybody new to the channel, please hit that like button. Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I believe, you know, like I said, I'm being unbiased here. I'm being fair here. I believe Diddy is winning today, and I believe he has won over the past two witnesses, guys. And maybe juror number 6 is the reason why the feds want juror number 6 going off for this stand. I mean, not off of it out of this courtroom. Now, Jane acknowledges texting hotel night was fun, but says feelings were directed at Combs only. The jury saw more texts showing Diddy Combs and Jane from about a week later in July 2022. In the messages, Combs suggested a hotel night with either Paul or another entertainer. When Jane told him she was kind of eked out by a boo-boo, the other entertainer had Combs agreed that person was a no-go and arranged a hotel night with Paul, according to the messages. Jane testified that Combs only gave her a choice between two entertainers, as though it wasn't an option to skip a hotel night altogether. Jane also confirmed when asked that she thought she recalled spending a few days just with Combs after that late July hotel night. And James confirmed that she and Combs had another hotel night at her home on August 30th, 2022. The next day, Jane texted Combs saying, in part, "That was so much fun, baby." According to text messages discussed in court, she then sent him a long message about how much she loved and appreciated him. "My love for you is unconditional and for life," she wrote in the text. Jane confirmed that she sent these messages after a hotel night, but she testified that the feeling was the feelings she was expressing were directed only at Combs. Guys, hit that like button, guys. What kind of victim is this, guys? Weakest victim of all time, guys. It's like beyond. This is ridiculous. RAZE, is the public allowed in court? X Free Society, thank you for that $2 donation to the RAZE Survey Fund. Yes, the public is allowed in the court. They allow about 14 people in the court early. You got to get here around 5:30 in the morning, though, Free Society. We are sitting across the street right now. But we are across the street right now. I got the camera off to let my phone cool off. It is hot out here, and my phone keeps getting heated. But I show we are across the street from the courtroom. But yes, the public is allowed. If you get here around 5:30 in the morning, sometimes you can pay people to hold your seat for you. But shout out to you. Thank you for that $2 donation to raise Survey Fund. My guy, Free Society. Salute to you, Free Society. You guys, you know, and like I said, guys, I know some of you guys, you know, don't like Diddy at all. I don't like the guy personally, really. I mean, I don't know him personally, but he would not be the type of person I hang out with. He's the type of person that will get you caught up and jammed up in his nonsense and his stupidity. And he has to have some accountability too for actually being as freaky as he is, being as reckless as he is, with multiple sex partners, and you know, picking up gold diggers. Also, that's on you too, Diddy. That's on you, Diddy. You got yourself into this. You know what I'm saying? You got yourself into this for being a freak. you wilding. You wilding. Like, what are you like? What kind of fantasies and stuff you're doing? I mean, obviously he's a sex addict, a mega sex addict. The Matrix is treating Diddy like they're treating Andrew Tate, says Just John. Absolutely not, says One Love. Just want to do some of your messages, guys. Like I said, what they're going to do with juror number 6, the black guy that the prosecutors want off. Now, this lets you know that the prosecution is worried, guys. They want that juror number 6, who's a black man, off the jury, guys. They are worried. RAZE, the feds gave them immunity. Oh, the prostitutes, right? Yeah, they gave them immunity. Now, if those prostitutes were engaged in sex trafficking by crossing state lines, adults, well, it's like, because really, only thing you're gonna read, you can find in. I don't know. Too bad assault is not involved in a RICO. I mean, because you can find them guilty of assault easily. And that's where Ray J even was coming. You know, he was saying, look, man, like, charge the guy appropriately and you could probably get a conviction. You probably overcharge. You probably overreach with this. And now he might actually walk. He might actually walk because you decided to overcharge the man and try to get him on with John Gotti type charges. Like, this is not that type of case. The mob, the mafia. Hell, it's not even the YSL Young Thug case. When people talk about shootouts and murders and stuff like that, this is not that type of case. You probably should have just charged him with assault, and prostitution and possession of drugs. You would have got a fair conviction. My opinion. I could be wrong. That like button. Were you the guy getting chased by the crazy lady yesterday? Please be careful out there. Yeah, it's some weirdos out here. No, I wasn't getting chased yesterday though. It was somebody else, but there is. I don't know if you. I don't know if you heard her on my live just now, like about 20 minutes ago. She came to the park and was sitting right behind me, talking about these Asian people out here, and I'm like, oh my god. Hopefully y'all don't hear that. What she was saying, she getting in an argument with somebody. But yeah, it is some weirdos out here outside this court. Miss Rasta, Mrs. Rasta. Zeb says, I can't call it until the prosecutors get their cross examination out the way. No, they're saying they're almost finished, Zeb. They're saying they're about to be finished with their they're about to rest their case, Zeb. So I think this is only going to last this week. I think this is going to be last week, and I did hear that it's going to be into the second week of June, which we are about to enter the second week of June. And then the Diddy's defense is going to lay their case. They need to bring a huge witness. They need an underage person. They're going to need at least somebody to come in and say they were drugged. Because remember, Tony Busby had all those 130 people that was suing Diddy. Talk about some of them was underage, some of them were drugged, and this and that. Where are they in this? Where are they in this testimony? Hit that like button. Anybody new to the channel? We're going to stay with this until the verdict is read. They'll probably have a verdict first week of July. First week July, end of June, depending on how long the Diddy's defense take, how many witnesses they call. Cheryl says, free that man. Hit the like button, guys. Only Cassidy was a good witness. Yes. Now Cassie was a good witness. Now Cassie, you can make the strong point that she was a victim, even though people really still refuse to call her a victim. Cassie, way more likely a victim than I'm gonna turn the camera on a little bit for you guys. Cassie, way more a victim. You can say she's way more a victim than Jane. Way more likely a victim than Jane. Hit the like button, guys. Across the street. Across the street. For the Diddy trial, Sean Puffy Combs trial. Hit the like button. As you see all the cameras, people lined up. I'm over here in the shade though. I said, let me come over here in the shade because it's just, just too much in the shade over there. You got crazy people next to me, and you know what I'm saying. So I said, let me come over here in the park. It's a nice park over here. Get the lights up. Let me turn the camera off a little bit before my phone start heating again. Like I said, today, right now, easy peasy win for Diddy's team. Now, they're going to cross-examine her tomorrow some more. We'll see about tomorrow, but right now, they need the prosecution needs a much better witness or victim. They need a better victim tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe they might surprise us and bring somebody up there that totally wrecks Diddy's case. You know what I'm saying? But they need it badly. Salute, my guy. This is Chase, bro. Yo, what up, Chase? Salute, Chase. How you doing, Chase? Chase, what do you think about this thing so far? Like I said, I know Diddy is guilty of some stuff, and like I say, he is freak. I would never hang out with that dude at all. He's a bad guy for beating up Cassie. I mean, but this right here, I think the feds they've overreached. Justin Bieber, Smart Razor. Yes, yeah. You know, like I said, I'm fair, man. I'm fair, and this is not, look, when you're trying to prove somebody's guilty of stuff, you cannot have shady witnesses. You cannot have shady victims, people that's maybe lying. Like I said, Brianna probably more than likely got caught in a lie with the whole being dangled over the balcony, 17 floors high. Diddy wasn't even in LA that day. If you're the feds and you're trying to prove beyond a reasonable doubt all of these charges, when you getting shady witnesses and shady alleged victims on the stand to testify, and they're being proved liars, more than likely 99% liars, what's to say that everybody else that was testifying on the prosecution behalf wasn't lying? And the jurors have to look at that. That's why they're trying to get juror number 6 over. I don't believe juror number 6, that black guy, I don't believe he's buying what the prosecution is selling. That's why it's going to be big time to see tomorrow what the judge does. Will the judge help the prosecution out and get rid of juror number 6, the black guy? And like I said earlier, Diddy's team has brought up race. He said, why you want to get rid of this guy? Why you want to get rid of the black guys that's on the jury? They mentioned. We're going to be back live tomorrow from out here, guys. And it's going to be telling what the judge do with juror number 6. Feds, United States government overreach. Yeah, I'm thinking it's an overreach, man. I'm thinking it's an overreach, guys. Hit that like button, everybody watching. Diddy may be a weirdo, but freak offs illegal as long, not illegal. As long, yeah. Yeah, I mean, bingo. Like, it's like, and I would stay out of the bedrooms of these people all the way. Now, if you were to tell me, look, he assaulted you, I say go to the police and let's have this day in court with your evidence and this and that, your bruises, your police report, and then we could convict the guy. But all of this is just like, and I'm not the only one, guys. You know, we are getting, you know, we getting people like, and as far as the RICO, we're getting professional people, professional lawyers. You know what I mean? Former prosecutors that have said already on record that they believe the feds is having a tough time proving RICO. You know, they are having a tough time proving RICO, and that this should be a real RICO case.
Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial will resume tomorrow as a third personal assistant is set to take the stand. Over the first couple of weeks, jury members heard explosive testimony detailing the alleged physical and emotional abuse Combs caused. Let's bring in David Gelman, former prosecutor and a criminal defense attorney. David, welcome.
Hey, Mike, good to be here.
So in week 2 of testimony, jurors heard from a dozen witnesses as prosecutors try to prove sex trafficking and racketeering. What are your expectations when court resumes tomorrow?
It's going to be really interesting tomorrow when Diddy's third or fourth assistant takes a stand, and she's going to actually corroborate Kid Cudi's testimony from last week, where he said that Diddy and another associate of his bombed his Porsche years ago at his house. Now, you have to have corroboration about that because nobody can put Diddy there. And in fact, nobody even can say Diddy's the actual one who did it. But if they can say that Diddy or an associate of his did it, then you may have a racketeering charge there. Because right now, as it stands, Mike, nothing, and I mean nothing, is sticking to Diddy.
Diddy's lawyers are trying to make the case that his escapades do not amount to federal crimes. How difficult is that argument?
I think they're doing a fantastic job, honestly. Look, everybody has said, and Diddy's lawyers even said it in their opening statement, Diddy is not a good guy. There's a lot of domestic violence that occurred between him and Cassie in their relationship. However, what we've heard so far from the testimony of Cassie and the other individuals does not amount to the federal charges that he's being charged with right now. I'm not going to say anything that we heard is very good because it's all horrific. However, the state or the government in this particular instance needs to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he conspired to racketeer, to sex traffic, and to promote prostitution. So far, they're falling way behind in this. And I know there's a lot more to go in this trial because they're saying it's going to be about 8 weeks. But the government really better step on the gas because they don't have a lot more time to go.
So the play seems to be maybe admit to a state crime that avoids prison time. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Look, again, you're hearing about all this domestic violence, but all that has nothing to do with what Diddy is charged with. There's a possibility, and I'm saying a very strong possibility right now, that Diddy could walk, that he could be spending 4th of July at home having a barbecue.
Interesting. David Gelman, thank you very much for your analysis today.
Diddy could walk, guys. I was a former prosecutor, lawyer. Fox News talking about that. Now that was a couple of weeks ago. I think they proved prostitution definitely, but is that worth 15 years to life in prison? Consenting adults, guys. They weren't kidnapped, brought across the border, and you know what I'm saying, and sold into to do that. Diddy wasn't using them to sell these prostitutes to other people and getting paid $500 an hour for bringing them in. Diddy paid them for his own sexual needs. So you could get him for prostitution. That's what I'm saying. I believe they could have nailed Diddy on assault and prostitution. I think this is overreach. I really believe it. And that's why they have trials, because when they first brought up the charges, I was like, well, Diddy gone. Diddy done. I was like, no way in the world he's going to beat this. It's the feds. They got a 95% conviction rate. No way. And that's why they're trying to get rid of that juror number 6, guys. The feds think they're in trouble. The feds think that they don't need that juror number 6 screwing up this case for them. I think these witnesses are screwing up the case for them, to be honest with you. Because the charge is just Diddy will have to be hiding for the rest of his life, says, yeah, well, stop saying domestic violence statute limit. Well, with the whole Me Too movement, walking and traveling, didn't they extend that? Let's just say S assault. If they were to get Cassie to say, hey, she was S assaulted and stuff like that, they could still press charges on Cassie's behalf, stuff like that. So, I mean, RICO, not guilty. Now, domestic violence, guilty, but not RICO. And like I said, prostitution, engaging in prostitution. But like I said, once again, is that 15 years of life in prison? I want to know, can the jury, I don't know, I'm not an expert. Can the jury find him guilty on drug possession? Can they find him guilty on prostitution within this RICO? I don't know how that works. Can they break it down as far as guilt? You know what I mean? And then the judge sentence him accordingly. Will the judge sentence him to 15 years to life on just, prostitution and drug possession? Like I said, I know about the extortion and $20,000 that the mother sent. Somebody told me that it was about Kid Cudi's car. I mean, Kid Cudi, whatever. And he asked for the money from Cassie's mom. Cassie's mom sent the $20,000. But then, but somebody was saying, well, they were trying to say that it was because he was blackmailing Cassie's about the freak off tape. If the mom don't send the money, so the mom sent the 20 grand. But then Diddy sent the 20 grand back to the father like a week later. So that was settled, actually. He actually sent the 20,000 back to the Cassie's family. Now, if it was blackmail or extortion, he did do it. But that was remedied by him sending the $20,000 back. Now, we know about the $100,000, the bribe for the beatdown tape. We know about that, but that was not a bribery to a police officer. It was to a security guard. And Cassie did not file charges at that moment. So really, there was no police investigation. Nobody knew that actually happened at all. So was a real crime committed there, giving $100,000 to the security guard? Now, if you bribe a police officer, yes, that's automatic crime. But that was a security guard at that hotel out there in LA. He got the surveillance, the copy of surveillance tape. Technically, I mean, we all know why he was doing it, so it won't become a case, you know. But Cassie told the security guard that she was not going to file a case anyway. She wasn't going to go file a case. So technically, he wasn't hiding evidence from a live police investigation, right? Technically, you know what I mean? But we all know why he did it. We know why Diddy paid the guy, you know, for that tape. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is going to be a photo finish. I believe there's a possibility that people are not going to get the result they wanted with Diddy getting 15 years to life. I'm gonna just say that I believe it's not as slam dunk as we once thought, especially with what I'm seeing over the past few days with these past two witnesses and alleged victims. Give him 1,000 years, says some child. Okay, well, you know, like I said, you can. Everybody's opinion is welcome over here. Give him 1,000 years, says some child. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Anybody that's not subscribed, they have no proof, says Tony Hernandez. Shout out to you, Tony Hernandez. Al Fundy in the building. Your peeps is at the college that night, Chase. Oh, you talk about the incident way back in the days at the college with Diddy. Get them lights up, guys. I believe Diddy is winning today, 100%. Right now, the prosecution is scared of the juror number 6. Keep an eye on the jury. I've been telling you guys, keep an eye on the jury. Feds have a 99% conviction rate by Diddy. Hope you never get out, says some child. Y'all guys agree with some child? We are live from the court building, live, Lower Manhattan. Diddy isn't guilty of anything, says walking and talking with Mr. Green. Good day, says Ryan Anthony. Shout out to you, Ryan Anthony. Hit the like button. Today a blah day in courtroom sounds like, yeah. I mean, I bet she's losing the jury, guys. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You know. Free Society for another $2 donation to the Raise a Fund. Dittler likes what's that? Oh, Tutsi. Hey, you know, like I said, he's a freak on a leash. I would have nothing to do with that guy. Free Society, thank you for that donation. Raise a Fund. I mean, it is what it is. You know. This case is about to come to an end, guys. Like I said, the prosecution said they're about to rest their case. So they might be done with their witnesses. It's already Wednesday. They might be done with their witnesses by Monday. And then it's time for the Diddy's defense team. And I'm getting word that Diddy is not going to testify. Diddy himself is not going to testify. We'll see if Ray J may testify on the behalf of Diddy. I don't know. Free Society. Will Ray J testify? 50 will punch the air if Diddy gets acquitted. But you got that right, Will. Juror number 6 gonna be rich. He might write a book. Oh yes. You know, juror number 6, if he gets let off of this, he's gonna be famous. I mean, he'll have his 5 minutes of fame, at least. Go on now. P. Diddy. Hopefully Diddy can keep up the momentum. They doing too much, says Justin John. By the way, R. Kelly guys, I know R. Kelly claims that the COs up in there try to hire a Aryan Brotherhood guy to kill him, and he's pleading for President Trump to grant him a pardon because his life is in danger. I don't know if you know that's R. Kelly. You know, I don't know what's going on with that one. Brian says, "No man, what drugs and can they prove prostitution?" But they found drugs inside of his house on a raid, and this lady, Jane, testified she took ecstasy on a plane, you know, to LA for them to get high inside the bathroom. So you know, I say drug possession, not with intent to sell though. That's the difference, you know. See, you know, people talk about drug trafficking. I mean, I guess technically you say it, but it's not. He didn't have those drugs with intent to distribute. It was with intent to use and snort. Calvin Payne, if they find him guilty. He had drugs the day that he got arrested, says Calvin. Marie, LOL, yes. One Love, the case did the opposite, and now people like Diddy. I think it's a thing of overreaching by the feds, and people don't like that. You know what I'm saying? 15 minutes of fame, yeah, not 5 minutes. Well, 15 minutes of fame. Hey, 10 minutes of 15 minutes of fame, 10 minutes of fame. Yeah, it is what it is. Hit that like button, guys. Drew comes through with the $4.99 donation to raise a Razer fund. Razer, if Diddy gets acquitted, do you think the feds return his passport right away? Should Diddy live out of the country for a few years? Yes. Drew, thank you for that $4.99. Definitely, he should live out with the former CEO of Def Jam Records, Russell Simmons, out there inside Bali, Indonesia, where there's no extradition treaty. You know what I mean? I mean, he need to do exactly what Russell Simmons did. Don't get too lax and comfortable because the state can bring up charges on you. And I wouldn't brag if I was him. I wouldn't brag about beating the case. I wouldn't be pumping out my chest. I would be humble about it. But thank you for that $4.99 donation, Drew. Anybody new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, guys. Hit the like button. Hit that like button. I appreciate everybody being here. 2 seconds of fame, says Robinot. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting tomorrow. See what they do with juror number 6, guys. All eyes on the jury. Juror number 6, Diddy and Simmons need their own Allen, says. Hit that like button, guys. Get the likes up. Live from the Diddy trial. I told you guys we're coming back live here across the street. Some crazy people outside the courthouse right now. So me avoiding them right now inside the shade in this park across the street from the courthouse, Lower Manhattan, on a nice hot day. Drugs for personal use is an addict, not Rico. Yeah, and like I said, this is not John Gotti. This is not La Costa Nostra. This is not that. This is not even a Young Thug YSL case. This is, like I said, there were some crimes. There was some opportunities to charge him properly, but them overcharging might have him walk. Just Luxury Deluxe. The traffickers calling Diddy a trafficker. Calling Diddy a well. One Love, Diddy and Simmons need, yeah, like I said, hit that like button, guys. And like I said, when we get into the whole overcharge thing, let me read one more thing. This is what I'm saying. Jane is a horrible witness, guys. Jane says she organized a hotel night after Combs left vacation early. Jane confirmed that she planned a hotel night for Valentine's Day. That year, after Sean Diddy Combs left the vacation, he was on with another woman early. She said she decorated the hotel room with rose petals and planned to have 2 entertainers or men paid for these sexual encounters in the room at once. Jane acknowledged that it was her idea to have 2 entertainers at once, and it was her first time doing that. Guys, get this lady off the stand. She is a joke of a witness. Well, you know what? Diddy's team probably like, all right, keep her on, because she's just helping Diddy right now. She is just helping Diddy right now. The feds listening to too many rap albums, says Darnell Jones. Hit that like button, guys. We're live for the Diddy trial. It seems like only Mason, I don't know. I think I'm gonna take a walk around the Diddy trial and see who's outside. I think this is going to like 5 o'clock today because they started late, around 12 or 1 o'clock noon. They started late today. I'm trying to avoid crazy people though right now. That's why I'm sitting over here. Hit the like button though, guys. Hit the lights up. It seems like, all right, only Mace and 8Ball and MJG are the only ones who have taken a W from Bad Boy. Yeah, and even Mace, you know. I mean, oh God. Like the stream, says Anonymous. Shout out to you, Anonymous. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Yes, please. Thank you for that, Anonymous. I appreciate you, Anonymous, coming up in here. Hit that like button, guys. Like the stream. Thank you for your super chats. Thank you for your donation to the Cash App. Cash Apps are always welcome. We live from the Diddy trial across the street. I'm going to walk around over here a bit. I was letting the heat kind of, I don't want my phone to overheat again and just cut off. That's why I got the camera off right now. Because I'll turn the camera on, the phone get more heated. Right now, the phone is cooling. They overcharge to get you to bleed out. Better to bleed out. Yeah, luxury. Yeah, and I think people are people don't really like that. It's not really that people are supporting Diddy. It's an anti-feds overcharging people. You know what I'm saying? That could be you. That could be me in the future. I think it sets a bad precedent. Save the RICO, save the nuclear bomb type charges for the mob, the mafia. You know what I mean? Stuff like you know, murder, like, you know, gangster murderers and stuff like that. Save the nuclear bomb. This is like they could have got Diddy on some lesser charges and got a conviction and got him some jail time. They could have used the Scud missile instead of using the nuclear bomb. You know what I'm saying? They could have got some conviction off him. Abuse, assault, prostitution. You know, they could have used surface to air missile instead of dropping the nuke like they did in Hiroshima, Nagasaki. And I think people are kind of like, they don't like that. They don't like the government setting a bad precedent. Like now you want to use RICO racketeering on like stuff that shouldn't be. Hey, and listen to Ray J. Ray J of all people. Even he had some words about Diddy being overcharged. Maybe Ray J is going to testify in Diddy's defense.
I feel like it's becoming a circus act for stuff that doesn't make any sense for what Diddy's being charged for. I mean, there's a lot of bad things happening, and we all agree with that. But a RICO, racketeering, sex trafficking, like I've been with Diddy a long time. And if I haven't seen any of these kind of heinous acts happening, then where was I when it was happening? If you told me that the Kardashians was being charged for racketeering, I might believe it. But Diddy, sex trafficking, and all these other extra things, like, it's, to me, knowing him, knowing the situation, being around with most of the people that's testifying, you know, I just feel like there's somebody at the top who's making a statement, who's making a point. I'm sure Diddy got the point. Free Diddy, he got the point. He's chilling now.
That's not how it works.
I mean, man, I know, I get it, but I'm just keeping it real. Like, it's not okay to throw something extra on a man when the charges could have been something totally different.
Yeah, I just heard Ray J say, free Diddy, guys. Will Ray J be called to testify? Oh, well, I don't know. Well, the defense is going to have some people defend Diddy, right? Will Ray J be one of them going there? Who is going to step up? All these celebrities that were at the freak offs. Will J-Lo go out there and defend her former boyfriend? Like I said, guys, the prosecutors is about to arrest this case, guys. Shout out to T. Williams in the building. Highland is in the building. You know, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Everybody watching, hit that. You gotta hit that like button. Everybody watching, hit that like button. Get the likes up. Subscribe to the channel. I believe Diddy is winning so far today. I think he's won yesterday because of Jane. Jane has been god awful. God awful. You would think that maybe she knows what she's doing, because every time she keeps saying that she's still in love with Diddy, that's not coercion. That's not coercion. That's somebody that's in love. Whatever freakish relationship they have, they in love. Well, she's in love with him, even if Diddy don't really love her back. That's not a crime. That's not a crime. I mean, Diddy being a crazy, insane freak is not a crime. No matter, you know, how sick it looks and like as disgusting it looks, as long as those sex workers were overage and not younger than 18, as long as they weren't kidnapped and forced into those sex acts. I mean, I don't like. I'm keeping it real. You know, some channels don't keep it real. Some channels just go all in one side. You know what I'm saying? How do AP man? How I don't make any sense? How don't I make sense? You've been hearing Jane Doe testify. She said she's in love with the guy, P man. She said, yeah, you know, he was giving me $10,000 a month rent. He's still paying her rent, $10,000. Hell, he's paying for her defense, P man. What? Well, like, all right, I'm not gonna get on you, P man. What? You make no sense, bro. The prosecution is trying to get rid of juror number 6. P man. All right, so you explain instead of throwing around insults, P man. Why do you believe I make no sense? I think I explained myself very, very well in layman's term, common sense. Now, you just one of the people that just want to see Diddy buried, which I don't. You can have that opinion. Like I said, I don't think Diddy is a good guy. But I'm saying, if you're trying to prove RICO racketeering, you have to look at the evidence. That's why they have trials, P man. I know we all want to bury him for assaulting Cassie, but technically this is not what that trial is about, P man. Unfortunately, they want to get rid of juror number 6, P man. I know your people, you know, your feds, you know, your feds want to get rid of juror number 6 because they believe juror number 6 might destroy this case. I believe their alleged victims is destroying the case. P man, sorry to say, I know I don't want you to cry about it, P man, but hit that like button, guys. Yep. Joanne Mama. Now, Joanne Mama, yeah. Well, like I said, I can understand what you guys are coming from, Joanne. The guy is abusive. his sex freakish ways is just like disgusting. And I believe they would have had him, Joanne, we're talking about overcharges. They could have got him on abuse. They could have got him on that. I know people saying a statute of limitation, but if they could have got him on assault, if they would have chased after Cassie and got her to testify about assault and this and that, and if she could prove, you got to have evidence though. You can't just because there's no real statute of limitation anymore since the Me Too movement. Could have got him on prostitution, Now Diddy doesn't seem like a likable guy, so it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not gonna lose sleep if he is convicted, guys, at all. Trust me. if he gets convicted, I'm not gonna be crying and losing sleep over it at all. I'm just saying I think it sets a bad precedent for the feds to be putting federal racketeering charges on certain cases, because that could set a horrible precedent. And just because you got hate for Diddy, I think y'all better be very careful with this, because it opened up Pandora's box and anybody can be charged with this stuff. Trent S says, don't think prosecution can prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Maybe preponderance of evidence, but that's not the threshold for guilt in criminal court. Yeah, I think the prosecution, they're scared now, man. They're nervous, man. They need the judge to cooperate. Now we'll see what the judge, they need that juror number 6. I don't think juror number 6 is buying what the prosecution is selling. They know it from his actions inside the court. What does candor mean? They said because of his candor in the court, they want juror number 6 off. Off the jury. Diddy's team said no, keep him. Why are you trying to get rid of a black juror? So Diddy's team brung in race in this, guys. Hit the like button. In civil court, Diddy will lose easily. He will be paying millions to the victims. Yeah. And so people, y'all guys are going to get y'all comeuppance with Diddy in civil court. I feel he's going to lose some of these things, which technically he lost already. He lost to Cassie. Now, this is what I'm saying. And some people are saying, like, people coming in here, if Brianna was lying about being dangled off the 17th floor, she could be held in for perjury. Now, does she deserve money if she came in here lying like that? Does this person, Jane Doe, deserve money after being keep saying she's in love with him and getting paid she testified she got to pay $150,000 over the past 3 years. I'm just keeping it real, man. Y'all guys, some guys coming in here and just biased as hell. You don't want to look at the testimony. That's why they have courts. That's why they have trials, guys. Why does Jane deserve to win in a civil suit if she files a lawsuit? Why should she get $10 million? She got 150 grand. She keeps saying she is in love with the guy. Why does Brianna deserve money if she's proven to be perjured herself? She said Diddy hung her at the 17th floor balcony. He wasn't even in LA that week for that to happen. It's like, why are these people deserving of money in a civil suit? Romaine, Melvin, they already proved their case. Well, we'll see. We'll see about the jury. We'll see. You might be right, Romaine. All right. Diddy is guilty of orgasm tampering, says. I can understand why Rotten Mango would get tight over this thought. Hit that like button, guys. Y'all want the defense needs to bring a ex-girlfriend. Yeah, the defense is about to rest their case. I'm like, wow, this is all y'all got? Now, will they bring in KK, the close assistant to Diddy? Will they bring her in to testify? Did they flip her? Maybe she would have more damning evidence. And I don't think she's going to come in as a victim type person. So we'll see what KK would have to say. Maybe, you know, that'll help the prosecution. But they've just had 2 weak witnesses up here. It's like, how many weak witnesses can you bring up, or alleged victims can you bring up that's not really victims, and that's proven to not really be victims for what they're testifying about, and win the case? How long is the jury going to continue? Well, they got no choice. They got to stay there and listen to that. But how long is the judge going to let it fly? You know what I'm saying? Will the judge throw the prosecution a bone and get rid of juror number 6? Marie says it's not Rico. Candor just means actions. Okay, so they were saying that, you know, they don't like the actions of juror number 6 inside the court. So I guess he was the one nodding his head, probably, while Diddy was nodding his head, or he was like cheering on, as Tisha Tells was saying. Tisha Tells was like doing Brian Steele's cross-examination of Mia, that the jury was sucking up everything Brian Steele was doing as he was cross-examining, and I guess that was juror number 6 was the main culprit of that, and the prosecution want him gone off the jury. I can't watch someone go to jail for 30 years of life over this. Yeah, I mean, you know. Now, if this was a straight up sexual assault case, right? And they had, you know, evidence, real evidence, not, you know, he said, she said from 10, 15 years ago type stuff, you know. And if they had real evidence, then we find him guilty and then he give him his 30 years, because, you know, that's awful. But, you know, you got to hit him with that charge. Hit him with that charge. Get your witnesses. Get your police reports. Show your evidence that he did that to you, and I had no problem with 30 years for that, for S assaulter. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm just too common sense. I think people are too emotional with this, and I believe a lot of people are letting their emotions get the best of them, and they are just hoping and wishing that, and just like, you know what? Just because they are a witness and y'all want to see Diddy, y'all don't like Diddy, his freakish ways and his nonsense he be doing, y'all want to see him buried. So y'all are hoping that each witness or alleged victim come up here is telling the truth. And is there being proven? Now, Jane is telling the truth about what happened to her, but she's not a victim. She went along for the ride. She's not a victim. She's not lying about what but she's not a victim. That's the main thing. Now, the Brianna, the person that was being dangled up over the 17th floor, she's being proved 99% to be lying about those dates, about it happening. The metadata inside her phone showed that she took those photos on the 24th, or no, 26th, right? Diddy was in New York at the Trump Hotel on the 26th. The metadata showed from her phone that she took those photos on the 26th. She testified under oath that she took those photos on the same day that Diddy assaulted her, and when he hung her over the balcony. So that's a lie. Now, I mean, hit that like button, though, guys. Hit that like button. You know, the jurors or the victims listening to yeah. I'm like, what kind of case is this? I'm listening to Jane testifying. I'm like, really? Is this what is this? She's destroying the prosecution case. I'm like, what are we listening to? I'm dead serious. You know, I'm dead serious. I swear she is destroying the prosecutor's case. You've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Is this the best they can pull out there? These last 2 witnesses? Come on now. You got to come harder than that. Now, maybe they're coming for Superstar over the next few days. I don't know. But they are about to rest their case. And if this is all they have, guys, in my opinion, Diddy has a good chance of beating this. If they better come with a stronger alleged victim, maybe an underage victim or something. And even then, that victim, alleged victim, got to have some type of evidence, something that it happened to her, something, for the love of God. Shout out to Ace says, what a waste of time. This might be the, like, I know they got 99% conviction rate, but this might be the one time where things go left for the feds, for the prosecutors. Now we'll see tomorrow if the judge helped them out and get rid of juror number 6. And like I said, I came into this thinking, and Diddy don't got a chance in hell of beating the feds in this. I'm like, they must have something ironclad for federal RICO and racketeering. They got them. They had the rights. I'm like, I would think they would come to court with better witnesses and testimony than this. And for them to have Jane on the stand this long was a disaster. I'm like, really? Why is she on the stand so long telling such nonsense? Why are you allowing this? Feds, prosecution? I'm like, this must be the best I got. This can't be the best they got. They gotta have some. They better have another great victim over the next couple of days. So I believe this testimony, this cross-examination, gonna go into tomorrow with Diddy's defense team cross-examining her. They gotta have something more better than this. They're saying that they didn't like the actions of juror number 6 inside the court, and the prosecution want juror number 6 gone, which is he's a black man. Diddy's teams is fighting it, saying, "Look, y'all just want the black man off the jury." So the judge is gonna make the decision tomorrow, Ace. So remember last week I told y'all Diddy has won over the jurors, and people didn't believe me. I'm telling you, I'm down at the courthouse. I'm talking to people that actually be inside the courtroom, looking at the mannerisms of the jury. Guys, come on. That's why I'm down here for y'all. I'm down here for y'all to give y'all the information. You know, that's going to be huge, though. If the judge gets rid of juror number 6, obviously the prosecutors thinking, let's be honest, they think that juror is a rogue juror and is not going to find in favor of the prosecution. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's simple as that. I mean, you know, there's no other. the prosecutors think that juror is not going to find in favor of them in this. You know what I'm saying? You were correct. You were 100 correct. One love. Yeah. Thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I bring y'all guys what I'm seeing out here as I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? One love, and I appreciate all you guys. Everybody has the right to opinion over here on this channel. Even if it's people that say give Diddy 100 years, you're more than welcome to say that over here. I will not shout you down at all. You know what I mean? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We have freedom of the press over here, guys. Freedom of the press over here. Now we're gonna walk across the street a little bit. Move that out the way. Hit that like button. You stay on a little bit more. Hopefully my phone don't overheat. We are live Diddy trial. You guys have been great. Let's go. Hopefully no crazy people over here. Well, they are crazy people over here, but let's see what's going on. Hit the like button, live from the Diddy trial, guys. Like button. Lights up. Lights up, damn it. Lights up. Give me y'all a look. court building. Will he be found guilty or not, guys? Like I said, I stick with my thing. Diddy is winning inside that courthouse right now, to the chagrin of many people. But it is what it is. Beautiful day out here. You guys can still hear me. Yo, one love. You can still hear me, right? Anybody new to the channel, hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, all right. Thanks, one love. I'm just giving y'all a look, you know. I made my point. I told y'all what's going on inside the court. I think Diddy is winning today. Today, winning the day. The defense didn't really have to go too hard on her and on Jane. I think that was a strategy. They didn't have to bring out Brian Steele to destroy this lady, because she just keeps saying she's in love with Diddy. So it's like, well, that's not coercion. You're in love. I mean, the love is the coercion. You know what I'm saying? Facts over feelings. Yeah, one love. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can. If I felt that all these victims had hardcore evidence and they weren't, they were real victims, a lot of them, I would say, well, Diddy done. I would have zero problem saying that. Zero problem. As we stand here live in front of the building. I believe maybe the Diddy's kids is inside. I don't know. I don't know if Diddy's mom is inside today. Maybe, maybe not. But if he is found guilty, I want to know what will he be found guilty of. That's going to be the thing. How many years will the judge give him? Harvey Weinstein, I think they said today was he had a retrial for for one of his cases. I believe he was found guilty. I don't know. I got to confirm that on his retrial. R. Kelly is begging Trump for a pardon, guys. R. Kelly said that somebody is trying to kill him inside that prison he's at, and that is set up by I think he said by the warden of the prison. He hired somebody from the Aryan Brotherhood to try to take him out, and he's begging Trump for a pardon. He is begging Trump for a pardon, guys. Hit that like button. R. Kelly is. Marie says it was so hyped up. Yeah, Marie, you know what hyped it up more was the Tony Busby allegations, or his people that's suing. All of the underage stuff. Everybody's saying that he was dealing with the underage. He drugged a bunch of underage people and did this and. But well, they need to come to this courtroom and testify, because they haven't came yet. I mean, they haven't been called to testify. Miko, the fake Miko was in the building. This is bullcrap. The law needs to change before these people was fine with it. It's all about money, says Israel. Shout out to you, Israel. Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, everybody's opinion is welcome over here. Raise your raise. Hit the like button. Live for the Diddy trial. Told y'all I was gonna be out here live. Let's take a brief walk around. Make freak off great again. I can't believe people are defending this POS. Now, Kimberly Craig, the thing is, he has a right to defense. Now, we all think he's not a good person. I mean, most of us think he's not a good person. But a lot of times, not being a good person doesn't say you deserve to be in jail for life, unless you murder somebody. Kimberly, we're just being fair over here, keeping it You know, because people get accused of stuff and sometimes they are found not guilty. So, I mean, and they have the trial. I said that he is guilty of certain stuff, you know, abuse, definitely assault, prostitution. But, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, the feds got him on federal RICO and racketeering, which may be overcharged, and he might walk because of it. He may walk because of the overcharges. If you really wanted a conviction, maybe they should have, you know, just got him on, you know, smaller charges. They would have got some type of conviction more than likely. But hey, who am I? I'm just somebody with a, you know, for YouTube channel. Hit the like button. Live from the Diddy trial, guys. Lights up. Salute Jay Quite. Hit that like button, guys. Salute Jay Quite. Salute, salute. Now we could do like El Salvador, guys, and you know, just lock people up and throw away the key for them having tattoos. Y'all want to start doing that instead of having the trials and seeing the witness testimony and the alleged victim's testimony, and then give our opinion on whether or not somebody should get 30 years to life in prison for the crimes committed. Maybe 5 years, 3 to 5 years, some probation, stuff like that. But we're talking about 30 years to life, guys. Remember that. But like I said, who am I? I'm just RAZE YouTube channel. Look at all the media out here, guys. All the media coverage. All of the media coverage, guys. All those tents across the street. National, international news media. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like. Gotta get the lights up. If you're not getting the lights up, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you're not hitting the notification bell, because we sticking with this trial until a verdict is read. Okay? What's your take on the other big news, particularly the LA protest? Jay White. Now, we're going to see what they've been having some protests out here, so we might cover that also. I'll cover it if they. We'll see. Like I said, I'm gonna hold on for that until I actually start covering that. I'm gonna say, well, I mean, it's wild. They wilding out there right now. A lot of cars burning. But I'll get into that once I start covering that stuff. There might be some protests out here. They had some protests in New York yesterday, so we'll see. Might come back live on that later on today. Since I'm out here, I'm down here. They normally start doing protests around this area. The prosecution says KK was a co-conspirator. Kimberly Craig, why they gotta bring her in? Like I said, they need a better witness than you. You gotta admit, Kimberly, that this person Jane is a horrible alleged victim, horrible, and Brianna was horrible. So KK, if they call her to the stand, maybe she'll be a better not a victim, but a better witness. Co-conspirator for this case, for the prosecutors. Then I say, look, prosecution had a great day, Kimberly. So I'm just quoting down the line, down the middle. But right now, what I'm seeing is just straight garbage right now. I mean, to have Jane on the stand for so many days is just garbage, trash testimony. I'm just keeping it real, trash. Something, trash. This can't be the best the prosecutors have. This is like weak alleged victim. Hell no, she ain't no victim. No way on this planet. No way on Mars, Jupiter. She ain't a no, there's no way. That's a stretch. And like I said, hell, Brianna, I don't know about dangling off the 17th floor. I mean, if that was a lie, that's two straight witnesses that the feds brung in here, and now they want to get rid of juror number 6, a black man. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you know, but we'll see tomorrow if the judge gets rid of the, you know, juror number 6, but we'll see. I don't know. Hit the like button, guys. They might be plants to get him off. Well, Diddy is paying for the person's. Diddy. The thing is with Diddy is paying for Jane Doe's defense team. Once he got raided, he volunteered to pay for her defense team. Today, what? It's like, I don't know the exact day. Hit that like button, guys. Yes, the underage wasn't shown. Yeah, where's the underage? I need to see some underage. Well, I don't need to see. I don't. But I'm saying, I seen Tony Busby for all those victims. People suing. I thought, like, I'm like, well, Diddy must be the worst, one of the worst people in the history of the planet. If all of this is true, when they first did all this, where are those underage victims? You would think that the feds have at least one to come testify. Where are the people that said they were drugged in those free calls? Where are they? They better bring them for the rest over the rest of the week. They better not rest their case with just this. No way. I mean, no. They gotta have something. They gotta have a secret weapon coming. Like I said, maybe KK. Maybe KK will be their saving grace. Maybe. That's. Y'all believe all these folks is lying? Kimberly, if you see the testimony by the girl that said she was dangled over the 17th floor, you would think she was lying too, because Diddy wasn't even in LA on that date that she said happened. And she took photo, said she took the photo the same day, and you know, the metadata says on the 26th, Diddy wasn't even in there. He wasn't even in LA. He was at the Trump Tower. You know what I'm saying? In New York. So that was a lie. I don't think this Jane Doe is a victim at all. So I mean, what do you want me to do? I mean, I can't, I can't force evidence to be, truthful. You know what I mean? I can't force it. Now, I mean, maybe you believe Rihanna still, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you believe Jane is a victim. $10,000 a month victim. I don't know. $150,000 over a 3-year victim. She said she got. No, that's just her. No, Kimberly, it's Jane who's crying up there talking about she's a victim, who's still getting paid 10 grand a month. And it's by Diddy, and it's Brianna. I mean, that's back to back alleged victims. That's falling well short. I just gotta tell you. Now Cassie will be your best victim. I think Cassie is the best victim, but she stayed with him for 10 years. That's her problem. That's the problem that they have. But I would give you Cassie being more of a victim because she probably feared to leave him. Kimberly, you know, I believe Cassie, was the best victim that they brought up so far. And if she's your best victim that they brought up, that's bad for the prosecutor. If Cassie, we all know the story with Cassie, and this is not an abuse case. Like, that's the issue. It's far-fetched. Their RICO racketeering is far-fetched. Yeah. Because it sets a bad precedent for feds to overcharge. Yeah, it's wild. Yep, one person lying is a problem when your life is on the line, period, says One Love. And yeah, Rihanna. Now, I'm not saying Jane is lying because I just think she's not a victim. She can cry all that. She can tell exactly what happened. She's not lying, but she's not a victim. That's what I'm saying. She volunteered to stay with him. They should have went after him for assault or like some S assault, something like that. Like I said, you can get him on prostitution if you want, drug possession. I mean, I just think the feds overextended themselves with this one, and Diddy might walk because of it, or get some type of hung jury over exaggerated charges. And we shouldn't want that to go down like that, because that could be us overcharged, on some nonsense. Now giving a girl 10 grand a month for rent is a crime now. It's coercion, threatening to not pay her rent. Like I said, if I had a girl paying a girl light bill $250 a month, if I threaten to, well, yo, you're not taking my phone calls, you're not my girlfriend no more, I'm not paying your $250 light bill no more. That's coercion. If she come back to me, I'm going to jail. Like, come on, guys, we got to stop this nonsense. Hit the like button, guys. Get the lights up. You believe in more, says Kimberly. Oh, that's fine. Hey, that's fine. You believe in more. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
one moment it just clicked, and someone all the way at the Barrett Street, someone across the park, and so
they're gonna be out tonight, the protesters. Yeah, so we might go cover that later on, guys. The protesters, migration protesters, guys. The ICE protesters. We go live since we out here. We go live from over there. Hit the like button. Free Diddy, says Rose, right? You got to rewind this a bit, white man who travels, rewind it, because I done explained so much and I read so much. But like I said, juror number 6, they want juror number 6 removed. The prosecutors want to remove because of his actions inside the courtroom. The judge is going to decide tomorrow. Diddy's team says no, keep him. Why y'all want a black man kicked off the jury? How many more witnesses left? The prosecution said they're about to rest their case. So this might be the last week for the prosecutor's witnesses, guys. If you cover the protest, be very, very careful not to go in the crossfire. Yeah, Coach Jake, you're right about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go around where the police is at. Where the police is, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm not trying to get hit with no rubber bullets. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be very careful with that. But I'm like, well, I'm down here right now anyway, and protesters, they'll only be like on the next block away from here. So. Yeah, I might get hit with tear gas, right? Okay, I got. Oh man.
Y'all didn't hear all that. Pull our suit. My grace. So anyway, then get my grace. I'm gonna get it up.
Rose says it's a weak case.
What is it going to be tomorrow?
I don't see Rico here. He should walk free. Rose says. The lights up, guys. Like button. If he beats the case, will the FBI give his property back to him? I would think so, Erica, right?
Um, so,
The like button. The lights up. He could get rich off selling that baby oil as a novelty, says Gruesome too. Anonymous says like the stream. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Thank you, Anonymous. Hit the like button. Appreciate your donations. Appreciate everybody watching, coming in. Anybody new to the channel, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. We're gonna see this through to the verdict is read. Just some lawyers for Diddy, you know, Puff Daddy. So this is the Diddy? Yeah, the Diddy, yeah. Yeah. Big case. Yeah, it's not decided today. No, like probably like 2.5, 3 more weeks. Oh wow. Like 3 more weeks, yeah. Lots of newbies in the stream. Consider subscribing to the channel. Yes, tell them Anonymous. Thank you. This lady wanted money. Go get a job. Honey, free Diddy. It's my Jane. Yeah. Gary, we're looking at a verdict probably the first week of July, depending on how long the defense take, or if you have any delay. First week of July, maybe the end of June, maybe, but it just depends. I predict like the end of June. I mean, the first week of July. Jane a writer, literally. Like I was saying, does Jane really believe she was a victim, or is the feds telling her she's a victim? Is she only a victim because the feds told her she's a victim? And that's what the jury had to decide. It's not me. I don't I don't have to decide it. The jury has to decide that. And I think juror number 6, I think he's decided. And the prosecution want that black man off. Now, guys, there's gonna be some protests out here. People are gonna be protesting ICE, so they are bringing helicopters out, and they are bringing a bunch of police out here, guys. So I think I'm gonna come back live later on and cover that. Hopefully, I don't get hit with no tear gas, anything like that. But the protesters is expected to be out here protesting ICE, the ICE agents, as you guys know about what's going on out there inside Los Angeles. At 55 years old, getting 15 years ain't sweet. Yeah, they offered him 15 years already. Plea deal before the trial started, but he turned it down. That was according to reports. So I don't know the percentages. I'm not going to put a percentage out there, Gary, about him getting off. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. All right, guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come back live later on. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for your donations. I'll be back live. If something break over here at the Diddy trial, something crazy, I'll come back live. We might come back live and cover this this ICE protest that's about to go down around here. You can see they're bringing a lot of police around this area. So salute to everybody watching, everybody who has watched. I will be back live in like another hour or two. Salute.